Hi, my name is Aya, you're watching Aya Reads, and I'm here to pick my May TBR using my new TBR game. So basically I'm gonna pick my TBR using Hitster, which is a music-based game. If you wanna know the rules and how I approach this game, check out the first video I did, which was my last TBR, which I'll leave that linked for you. So that will explain all the rules. Before I get started on my May TBR, let's talk about how I did with my April TBR. So my April TBR had 6 books. The first one was Phantasma, which I've read. The second book was Deep End, which I've also read. The third book was The Rebel Witch, which I've also read. Then there was The Good Girl, which I haven't read yet. Saint, which I'm currently reading. And last but most certainly not least is Lot 62, which I haven't started yet. So as I'm filming this and as you're watching this, April hasn't finished yet. It's April 26th. So I do anticipate that I will at least start Lot 62 in April or at the very latest beginning of May. So that one I will count as having read for my April TBR. One that I know for sure already I'm not gonna get to is The Good Girl. But luckily I have a token that I won, that I earned in my last TBR. So I'm gonna use this token. It's going to remove the book from my TBR, which means I will take no punishments. In my first video, I haven't really discussed punishments yet. The thing is, if I don't manage to get to all my books, and that means I'll have to add another book to my TBR. I think that's how it's going to work. So since that is not the case for this video, I'm going to just roll the die. And I have found a new way. I didn't need a new camera because I also forgot that I have my work phone, which I can use. So right now my regular phone is gonna be filming the game. You're gonna still see me, and my work phone will be scanning the card. So last time I did the regular Hitster, this time I'm gonna do the Guilty Pleasures one. But like I said, that will make no difference because every box has cards from both games. So let's get started with the rolls. Yeah, let's just do it like that. I don't know if you can see that. Five and 7. So let's go for 5. I think that is a good number. And if I don't guess a song, that will just add to the TBR. So we're gonna do 5. And as always, we're gonna start with the card that will start the game. One of the commenters said that asked me if I could add the card next, so I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna just pick a stack of these cards and I'm gonna put them here, I think. Okay, so let's start with one, and it's Daddy Cool by Boney M. No idea, but you can see it here. That is gonna start my timeline. I really have no idea what this song is, never heard of it, but future me will pick a book for this song. Okay, so Daddy Cool was already a hard one to start with. I was debating, should I do like a daddy kink book? Should I do a single dad romance? And at the end of the day, I went for The Goal by Elle Kennedy. So this is the 4th and final book in her off-campus series. Once I finish this, I will have finished this series. And technically, this is not a single dad, it is a accidental pregnancy. So Tucker, the main male character, will become a dad. So I figured, you know, he's gonna be probably a cool daddy. So therefore I figured this fits. So basically this is between Sabrina and Tucker. And Sabrina has been a character that has been around in the off-campus series. She doesn't have the best reputation. None of the other characters really like her. And Tucker is obviously, he lives in the house, but he is a little bit mysterious. Like some of his roommates don't really know what's going on with him. And basically they have this one-night stand that ends up in pregnancy, and he wants to help. She's too stubborn, but of course it's a romance. So it's gonna end in an HCA. So I figured, you know, it fits well enough. So this is my first book. And now we're gonna scan the first card and we'll see if it's gonna be before or after 1976. Okay. I also don't know what this song is, so I cannot guess it, but it sounds like a very old song. Is it older than 1976 though? I think so. I think it's older than 1976. So let's put it here and let's see if I'm correct. Yes, 1966. Green Green Grass of Home by Tom Jones. I honestly didn't know this song, but yes, I'm glad I got it correct. For the Green Green Grass of Home by Tom Jones, basically I looked at Genius, and apparently this song is about a guy dreaming about going home to his family and his girlfriend, but instead he is on death row, almost getting ready to get killed. So I figured, so once again, a very hard one. I didn't really know what to pick for this one, but I figured, you know, who are the type of people that get on death row? They're usually criminals. So I am slowly making my way through the Born in Blood series by Cora Riley, and I want to read Luca Vitiello, which is the first book from the guy's point of view. So I figured this is kind of perfect. He is a criminal. If he gets caught, he'll probably end up in death row. So once again, I figured it counts. So basically, the first book is told from his point of view. I have read the first book like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, where you follow Luca and Arya, and this is an arranged marriage between the mafia family of Chicago. She's from Chicago and he is from New York. It's an arranged marriage. They have been engaged since she was 15, and now that she is finally of age, they have to get married. She's afraid of him because he is known to be ruthless. Once, when he was a teenager, he killed a man with his bare hands, so she's terrified of him. She's obviously a virgin, and this is their romance. I remember in the first book really wanting his point of view because she's doesn't really have a whole lot of personality, and sometimes she made some stupid decisions, and she went with her own preconceived notions of him, and I really was interested to hear his thoughts, so I'm very much looking forward to reading this one. Moving on. Okay, once again, I don't know what song this is, but it sounds to me like a 90s song, so for sure after 1976. So that is where I'm gonna put it. Yes, 1993. Coincidentally, the year I was born, so yeah, I'm doing good so far. Amazing. Mr. Vane, Culture Beat. I think I can for sure pick a book for Mr. Vane. Mr. Vane, also a difficult one because I don't really know. I don't know. To be honest, this was kind of a difficult TBR for me to put together, but I went with The Hookup by Kristen Callahan. This was already on my TBR and I really wanted to put this on this TBR. Basically, Mr. Vane is about this guy who's vain, who's very good looking, and the lyrics say, I want you because I'm Mr. Vane. Girls all over the world, they hope and pray and die for a man like me. So this is about Anna Jones and Drew, and he's a football player. It's a college romance. Oh no, I think he is actually a professional college or a professional football player. The synopsis on Goodreads actually says that he's confident and charming. So I figured, you know, okay, so confident and being vain is not necessarily the same thing, but it could be the same thing. He's very much good looking, he knows it. But the synopsis does say that he's the one who wants to have a relationship and she really doesn't want to. So I figured it still counts because in the song it does say, you know, I'm Mr. Vane, I want you. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. So this one came out in 2014. I have a vlog planned where I read books that came out about a decade ago, so this one fits. I wanted actually to do the vlog at the end of 2024, but I didn't get around to it, so I figured, you know, since we're still somewhat in the beginning of 2025, it still counts. So this has recently gotten new covers, but I really like the old ones, and I only have this one, the first book in this, like in these older covers, but, you know, hey ho, nothing I can do about that now. Okay, so this one also, I know this song. I don't know what the title is or who sings it, but this sounds like a 90s song again. But is it before or after 1993? Okay, so it could be either here or here. Oh, I don't know. Maybe before 1993. Maybe before 1993? I don't know. Oh. Yes! Oh my god. It's not even in the 90s. It is in like not even the 80s, but I'm glad It is at least after 1976. So Madness, One Step Beyond. Anyway, so far I don't know any of these songs. Well, I mean, not well anyway. For One Step Beyond by Madness, I really could not think of any book because this song doesn't really have any lyrics. Like, the lyrics are super short. So I didn't want to remove a book from my TBR just yet. So I figured, let's go with the color on this. And I found a perfect one, which is Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan, because the background of the cover is almost exactly the same as this card. So I figured, you know, this is just perfect. So this is the third and final book in her Skyland trilogy, where you follow these three friends, each get their HEA. So the first book is Before I Let Go, and this one is Hendrix's story. And she is a woman with goals, dreams, ambitions, and she's also caring for an aging parent. So she doesn't really have time for romance until she meets tech mogul Maverick Bell, and apparently he's forbidden fruit. I don't know why. So this one hasn't come out yet. It comes out on May 13th, so the plan is to read it around the time it comes out. Her last book felt a little bit more like women's fiction to me, and the fact that this already says she's not looking for love, she's dealing with an aging parent, kind of makes me think that it's gonna be a little bit similar to that, but hopefully not. We'll see. I haven't read enough. I've only read one full-length Kennedy Ryan book, and I've read one of her novellas, so hopefully I'll love this one. Okay, so maybe the last one. We'll see. Okay, so this is a Dutch song. It's one of my favorites. It's amazing. I know it's after 1993. And I know who sings it. It's Ja by Busy. Basically, this is a dirty song. Basically, what he's saying is the answer to your question is yes, yes, yes. Oh, no, wait. He sings, the answer to your question is dirty. The answer to your question is filthy. The answer to your question is yes, 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 yes. So basically, a very sexual song. It's after 1993. Ja by Busy. That's all there is to know, really. Okay, so technically it is him with some other people, but really, this may sound like cheating, but I'm just gonna say I got this correct, because when people talk about this song, they usually only mention him. So it's correct, and it's also, I got it correct on the timeline. Since this might be a little bit cheating, also since, I don't know, I feel like this was a little bit too easy, and if I pick two other ones, we'll get to 7. So let's do that, actually. So we're gonna continue. I'm gonna pick 2 more. Hopefully I will get them also, but I feel like, I don't know, it felt a little bit too easy. For Ja by Busy, I went for Stepbrother Dearest by Penelope Ward. So I don't know how dirty this book actually is, but I feel like, once again, this is a book that came out in 2014. I think for the time this was published, it was a bit risque. It's a stepbrother romance. When I look at the tags on Goodreads, it does say that it's steamy, but you know, there's different opinions about steam, obviously. But I really want to read this, and I figured, you know, this was like the most taboo, risque of the books that was already on my TBR, so I figured, let's just go for that. I'm sure they're gonna have a lot of sex, and I'm sure it's gonna be filthy dirty too. So let's continue. All right, this is YMCA, but who sings this? Oh my god, I should know this. I should know this. YMCA by... I don't know. But I believe this is an 80s song, right? At least it is before, it is between, let me put this one here. I think it has to go here. I think this is where it belongs. YMCA by, not Culture Club, YMCA by, I don't know. Whatever, let's see. Oh no! Okay, it is by The Village People. And it is before 1979. I really thought this was solidly in the 80s. I may have made a mistake here. Anyway, so this doesn't count on the timeline. So that means my TBR is now 8 books, at the very least. For YMCA by The Village People, I figured, you know, this is really a gay anthem, you know, like the outfits and everything. It's very gay, in my opinion. So I wanted to do a MM romance, and I wanted to do an MM romance by an actual male. So I went with You and Me by Tal Bauer. This one has been on my TBR for such a long time. I really want to read this as soon as I can. This is a single dad romance. Both of them are single dads. One of them is out and proud to, you know, he is gay and everybody knows it. The other one thinks he's straight. He has been straight his entire life. He was married to a woman until she dies. I think, does she die or are they just divorced? Yeah, she died. And after she died, his relationship with his son has gotten bad. They don't really have the best relationship. So in order for him to get closer to his son, he ends up joining the Boosters because his son is, I think, a football player. And there he meets like the other guy and they get closer. They become friends because their sons are also friends. And eventually he starts developing feelings for this man when he never really did. So it's a bi-awakening romance as well. So I'm very much looking forward to this book. I've heard so many good things about this book. I have read One Tellbauer and I really enjoyed that book. And yeah, hopefully this one will be beautiful. Well, I know it's going to be beautiful. Hopefully I'll love it. So let's continue. I believe this is Africa by Toto. And now I am questioning myself. I think it's going to be, I think I want to put it in the same spot I wanted to put YMCA in. I think it's either end of the 80s or beginning of the 90s. Yeah, I think so. So let's see. Yes, and I am correct. Toto, Africa, so I'm gonna get another one of these. 1982, okay. So I love this song, I do. Is there a book I want to read? I should read a book that's set in Africa. We'll see. For Africa by Toto, once again, I wanted a book that was actually either set in Africa or the main character was African. So I went for Portal to Pleasure by Viano Onyomo. So I've read a couple books by her. I know she's Nigerian. I know her books usually take place in Nigeria. And I looked this one up. And it does seem like this one, well, the character is Nigerian, the main female character. And I think it's also set in Nigeria, so I figured, you know, that's Africa, so it fits. So this is a novella, and I want to read a little bit more novellas because I'm behind on my Goodreads goal and I really want to catch up. So this is an alien romance. So you follow this girl who, let me actually read a little bit. The synopsis is very short, so let's read it to you. When my best friend sends me a screenshot of an article titled "Female Masturbation Can Apparently Open a Portal to Hell," after the day I'd had, I jokingly replied, "Guess who's about to open 10,000 portals up in this bitch?" I don't expect the universe to actually call my bluff and have my first mind-blowing orgasm in years rip open a literal portal in my bathroom. Now there are 3 fantastical beings in my home and I don't think they plan on leaving until they get what they want. And apparently what they want is me. So the other 2 books I read by her were also like alien romances, and I definitely enjoyed those. And this seems like a fun, quick, smutty, good time, and I think that is what I need. Okay, I do know this song. I don't remember who sings it. Once again, I don't know why. I wish we had gotten some like 2000s and beyond songs. We only got one. I think this one goes after Toto. I think it goes here. I think so. Let's see. Oh yeah! Oh my god, happy. It is the same year, which means it doesn't matter if I put it before or after, but yes! That is my timeline. 8 books on the TBR, and I got 2 tokens, so we'll have to see if I can get some good books. And last but not least is Man-Eater by Daryl Hall and John Oates. And I figured, you know, Man-Eater, let's do a why choose romance. Those girls are definitely man-eaters with at least like 3, 4, 5 men to go around. So I don't currently have like a why choose romance series started. So I figured let's start one. Let's do The Never King by Nikki St. Crow. So this is a why choose Peter Pan retelling. And a lot of people seem to really enjoy this series. They're shorter books, so you fly through them. And it is a bit darker, like a dark romance. So for 2 centuries, all the darling women have disappeared on their 18th birthday. Sometimes they're gone for only a day, sometimes a week or a month, but they always return broken. This is about this girl who is a darling too. I don't know if her name's actually Wendy, but she goes to Neverland and she gets entangled with the Lost Boy and the Never King. And I think the Never King is actually Captain Hook, because the first line of the synopsis is "The stories were wrong, Hook was never the villain." So we'll see. I am excited about this, and I felt like it fit with this song. So those were the books that I picked based on my TBR game. Now let's talk about some anticipated releases that I want to read that I didn't manage to get onto the TBR. The first one is, of course, Rewind It Back by Liz Tom 40. This is the 5th and final book in the series. You follow Rio, the long-awaited Rio book. So this is a second chance romance. They met when they were 11. They got together when they were 16. And when they were 19, they broke each other's hearts. And she is an interior designer, and she gets a job designing his house. So now they have to be around each other again. He is a hockey player, and you know, he has been a staple character since the first book, so I'm very much looking forward to this one. And so this is a neighbor romance too, which I love those. I love Rio. I really hope she landed with this one, because the last book I still gave 4.5 stars, but it wasn't really my favorite. So I hope this one will be a 5-star for me again. Of course, the other one I'm very much looking forward to is Beautiful Venom by Rena Kent. I'm going to be reading this book as soon as it's in my hands. This is a dark hockey romance. So I'm going to be reading a lot of hockey romances this month. I don't really care what this book is about. I'm going to be reading every Rena Kent book that comes out. So very much looking forward to this. Like I said, a dark hockey romance. We met Kane Davenport, the main male character. We met him in Kiss the Villain. I know, what a great synopsis I'm giving you here. To be honest, Goodreads doesn't really give me a great synopsis. I actually look on her Instagram. Dark romance, secret society, anti-hero versus girl who bites back, enemies to lovers, hockey romance, primal play, she's out for revenge. That is all I need to know, really. And the last of the anticipated new releases that I really want to make a concerted effort to get to is Problematic Summer Romance. This is technically the second book in the Not in Love series, but I don't think you have to read Not in Love to appreciate this one. This book, you follow Eli's sister from the first book. She is Maya, she's 23, and she has a crush on Connor Harkness, who's 38. So there's a 15-year age gap between them. And they have been teased a little bit in the first book. He really doesn't want anything to do with her. And when her brother decides to get married in Sicily, they end up stuck in a romantic villa together. And of course, they're gonna get together. Apparently he's hiding a secret, and it's like she's been crushing on him for a while. We'll have to see. The last 3 Ali Hazelwood books I read were not my favorite, including the first book in this series. So we'll have to see. I do really like the cover. Very sunny. I think it's great to read around this time of year. So yeah, those were the books that I want to read in May. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts were. Also, what is the book you are most looking forward to reading in May? Leave all your thoughts down below. If you're down there, leave me a sun emoji, because it's starting to get warmer here, and that makes me very happy. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know by leaving a like if you did. I thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.